What's up, everybody? Welcome to the next episode of the In The Clubhouse podcast. It's been a little bit since we've done one. Had a lot of stuff going on, changing jobs, changed my hair. No, I'm kidding, I didn't change my hair. A whole bunch of other stuff going on. But today I have my cousin Ruben with me, and we're gonna just shoot the shit a little bit and see what comes about, and we'll go from there. Ruben, how's your day today, sir?
What's going on, guys? Hey, man, what's going on today? It was a good day, man. Long, busy day at work, but it's major week, man, and it's exciting. So it makes the days go by fast, and yeah, something to look forward to, man. I'm excited for Thursday morning.
It's gonna be good, dude. I love majors. It's completely different than just a regular tournament, right? Everyone's on their A game. Everyone's bringing the best they got. Of course, you got the live players that come out too. It's something different about it.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. That what's on the line, with all the money, the points, with it being even a Ryder Cup year, and both, England and USA kind of clicking at the right times, man. It's great to see, and it's exciting, man. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm hoping for a Bryson DeChambeau win.
Man, me too. I mean, I really do think he can. So is that your favorite? Is that who you're locking in if you had to pick somebody today?
If my money, you write this down, you take it to the bank, it'll be Bryson DeChambeau, yes, sir.
Dude, it's hard to not put him in the mix every single tournament, right? Like, he can go off at any time.
And if you look at the last 5 majors that he's played in, he's been in contention in every one. And if he would have played his game at Augusta and would have just hit the long ball instead of playing irons off the tee, I honestly think that was his to win.
I think so. And so this one's the PGA Championship. It's at Quail Hollow, right? Right now the odds-on favorites are Scotty and Rory, but I think that's every time. I think every tournament they're odds-on favorites.
Well, man, I mean, dude, Rory is playing great golf right now, and I kind of like that he's taking this villain approach, going into the season. He's kind of said, you know what, fuck the PGA. They screwed me over. I don't have a hand into these things like I thought I did. So I'm going to control what I can control, and that's my golf game. And, dude, is he playing some fucking phenomenal golf right now.
Yeah, dude. And looking at the notes and stuff, Rory has won 4 times at Quail Hollow. So it's good for him there. Now, Scotty has never won there, right? So he's never done a stroke play tournament there either. So he's only done the President's Cup there, right? Which is, I mean, it's a little gimmicky, but it's not really just him playing his own ball. So at least Rory knows the course, right? And like you said, now that he's kind of cleared his head and taken his mind off all that other junk, I think he's dangerous, dude.
No, absolutely. I mean, they don't call it the McElroy Country Club for no reason. You know what I mean? Like that's the ongoing freaking joke around Quail Hollow right now. I think I'm sorry, it was Jordan Spieth. They were hitting balls together at the range, and Rory was was telling him, hey man, this would be a great year for you to go do it. And Spieth told him, it's just going to be so hard, with it being at McElroy Country Club. So
imagine being so good, dude, that they you have the nickname of the course as your name. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I mean, you winning four times there. And then not only that, you lost it in a playoff also with Ricky Fowler. And oh man, who else was in that final pairing? I don't remember it.
That was a good playoff,
2012 or 2011. It was a great playoff, and man, Ricky hit a great shot and sunk the putt for birdie to win. But man, it was good. So yeah, it's a great course for Rory. Obviously, it fits his game. He's comfortable there. So yeah, great contender. And you mentioned Scotty as well, dude. Scotty, he's just, I would say the next Tiger Woods, or as close as we're gonna get to Tiger Woods. He's having a phenomenal last 2 seasons, man.
And you know what's funny is I was watching him in the last tournament that he was in, and he just looks like he's having fun. Like some of these guys, like when Rory locks in, dude, he's locked in. Like you can see it in his face, you can see it in his mannerisms. Scotty's like walking up to the green. It looks like he's having a good time. He's joking around with his caddy. But I think that's what makes him great. Like nothing really gets too big for him to where he like gets over pressured or at least doesn't show it outwardly.
Yeah, and I think you just touched on it a little bit, and I think his caddy has a lot to do with that, man. 'Cause if you look at at Scotty before, he got his caddy. Apparently, he was a hothead. Was very a very emotional golfer. Would get to him, and now that he's got this caddy, it seems like he's just a completely different golfer. You still see the little spiciness in him, but man, has he changed? And also, he changed his putter, right? As soon as he changed that spider that Taylor made, God, is he putting lights out?
Yeah. You mentioned Jordan Spieth earlier, dude, and JT and stuff, but Jordan Spieth, I think this is his only major he has not won, right? This is the only tournament of the majors that he has not won. So everyone's like, hey, maybe this is the one that he puts it under his belt and takes a victory. But again, when you have major players like that in the field, you have to be perfect.
Yeah, Spieth is kind of catching, momentum at the great time, man. He's kind of sneaking back up there, man. He's playing some decent golf this year. And if he has a week, has a day, it's very possible, man. I would love it. Could you imagine 2 career Grand Slams in 1 year? I don't know if that's ever been done. That would be freaking awesome, man.
Insane.
I just love it, man. So who are your picks? I mean, let's do a top 5. What would you think would be the top 5 for this next major? Who do you got?
I have to always put, obviously Scotty, Rory, right, and Bryson up there, right? I really think Homa, it looks like he's always got just a chance, dude. You know what I mean? To do something. Also with Colin Morikawa, like you never know when they're gonna have a great round. I mean, I think a couple of majors back, Colin was in the top 2, top 3, kind of in contention, right? So those guys always have a chance. As long as they're on the course, they have the ability. But Colin's another one, dude. He either goes extremely well and is killing it and like has his opportunity to get up there, or he's biting the bullet and sucking. So those are the kind of the guys I'd like to watch, and hopefully one of those is up there.
Yeah, and what's interesting with Colin is that he well, the same with JT and Max Homa actually is that they all switched caddies this year. Max Homa's caddy is now caddying for I believe it's Colin Morikawa.
I think so, yeah.
Or something like that. Kind of a little conflict of interest going on, maybe. But it's just all the caddy changes that have happened this year. So it'll be pretty interesting to see what that relationship's going to be like. With their first major, and like you said, man, anytime he is a freaking contender, and he's awesome.
What about you? Top 5?
Man, I'm gonna go. Obviously, my number 1 is Bryson. So I'm gonna go Bryson, Rory, Scotty. Man, give me Justin Rose.
Yeah,
Justin Rose is playing some good golf, man, and didn't get it done obviously at Augusta, but I feel like he's got a chip on his shoulder, and he'll get it done, or could potentially get it done. And give me my boy Sean Lowry, man. He's a big boy. He's a gordito. He looks like he'll chop down a torta or two, and he's playing great golf, man. He's been so close in so many tournaments this year, and I would love to see him win another major, man.
Dude, another guy, Xander. Xander can put it together and definitely try to win something. I mean, Tommy Fleetwood, Ludwig. I mean, Ludwig's always up there also, dude. Like that's another one that can possibly do something. It's really
Joaquin Neiman, dude.
Yeah,
a little sleeper there.
It's always up to grabs. You just never know, man.
Yeah. How do you feel about Ricky Fowler, man?
Yeah,
he got an invite. He got invited to the PGA. So he got a special invite. How do you feel about that? You think he's gonna do okay? Will he miss the cut? Or is is Ricky just a hype golfer, or do you think he's got some skill behind him? What do you think?
No, I think he does have the ability to win, right? I think he's, I don't know, it just feels like there's always one thing missing. Like he'll either be, his long irons will be on par and everything, or his short game is missing. But I think that's everybody. But it's kind of weird to see like a professional go through that, right? But I think he's one that if he puts it together just like anyone else, he can definitely do that. I think. I mean, the invitation stuff is funny because I mean these other guys earn their way on, right? But it's hard to have a tournament without having those big names like that to draw people
in. No, I agree 100%, man. I remember it's just the influence that Ricky holds within the youth. And I remember when I first started playing golf, it was like back in high school after I stopped playing baseball. It's like almost every baseball player that stops playing baseball ends up picking up golf.
Yeah.
And it was around the 2010, 2011, my senior year in high school. And Ricky was on the scene, man, with the flat bill hats. And that was my thing too, man. I always thought golf was like, not for me, right? Because, I listen to hip hop, flat bill hats, wear Jordan and stuff. And I always just felt like golf was the country club type, So to see a golfer that went in there, wore loud colors, wore a flat bill hat, had it backwards, did motocross, was sponsored by Red Bull, connected with them. So it was pretty cool. So, to see him bring his swagger to the golf. So I could, I saw, and it was really a big influence also, like on a lot of golfers. So I get that also. And he's a great golfer, has great skills. I just think that his mental is what's missing, dude. He's had so many chances to win big tournaments, and I just think that the moment just gets to him.
Do you think you can classify Ricky as the first like golf influencer? I mean, other than Tiger, right? But he was influencing everybody to play, but to reach out to the youth.
You know what? There was I think so, man. They were, between him, Jordan Spieth, Justin Thomas, and I think Bubba Watson. That group was kind of like the first ones doing the TikTok internet golf before anyone was doing it. Granted, they were uploading it, on Instagram or via their Snapchat or something like that. But yeah, they kind of were the first really, golf influencers if you think about it.
Now speaking about that, right? The golf influencers and all that good stuff. We just had the Q at Myrtle Beach, right? So this was pretty cool. This was 7 pros, 8 content creators, and they're competing against each other for one tour exemption to the Myrtle Beach Classic. I thought that was pretty cool. There was a lot of people that watched it, and then each individual creator that was there like uploaded their own videos of their round. Did you get a chance to see that? What do you think about stuff like that? What's your take on it?
Yeah, man, it's actually really cool to see it. And I was having this debate with my little brother because he's a scratch golfer, played college golf. He's good. And we're having this debate over I enjoy it because I get to see golfers that are around kind of our skill level. Yeah. It's fun to see the pros do it because we know how hard it is. But then it's also fun to see other golfers that are kind of our skill level, seeing them get around, how they get around the greens, how they get around the golf course and stuff like that. And then the PGA doing this for the YouTube content creators that are honestly getting almost, if not more views than the PGA, is really, really cool. It's giving these young guys, young golfers, opportunities to get back and get into that PGA Tour card. Just like Michael Block, man. All he needed was one opportunity, and he was a sensation. For that was it the 2024 season.
Yeah, I mean he was everywhere.
I mean, yeah, exactly. And look at Luke Kwan, right? Wasn't he on tour or on the Q School? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think he's right now in PGA, I believe China, that he's competing in. He's doing events and all kinds of stuff. I mean, some of these guys have skill, like professional skill. And it's crazy to see them against. I mean, they're playing against these amateurs, right? That are trying to go pro. The guy that won, Nathan Franks. I mean, he was 5 under, right? And then you have someone like Fat Perez, right? My Gordo buddy. Um, that he's better than I would ever think he would be, and he struggled at like 23 over, right? Imagine if one of us was on that course trying to play that round. It just shows you like there's levels to this, right? So that, like you said, we can relate a little bit more to these content creators, especially some of them that weren't pro before, than we can to like a Justin Thomas or a Rory or somebody.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. FP, dude, his short game is just so nasty, dude.
It's filthy, dude. Filthy.
He's raw with that putter in his hand, man. So I have a question. How do you feel about? Okay, so kind of like what the PGA did for the Myrtle Q, Liv did its own thing, very similar to that. They invited YouTube content creators, and a part of that was the Wesley, brothers.
Mm-hmm.
George and Wesley Bryant. Now they played in it, and the PGA offered Wesley a suspension.
Yeah.
So he's currently not able to play golf in the PGA because he played in this content creator classic with Liv. Now, on the other hand, Grant played in the Liv golf, and the PGA extended him an invitation to play in the Barracuda. And there's no repercussions for Grant Horvat. So, it's a little wishy-washy if you ask me. What do you think? What are your thoughts on it?
So I was reading up on that, and I personally think Wesley got hosed, and this is no fault to Grant. This is no fault to anyone else, dude. Yes, he was in this video and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, it was a video. It wasn't a live tournament, right? That is not. It's completely different. He was not competing there was no. I don't believe there was a monetary value that was won. Like, it was not a professional competition. It was just a whole bunch of creators going out and doing these tournaments. And if anything, it brought light to PGA. If they would have done this correctly, right, and promoted the fact, hey, one of our guys was over there, they could have been sought in a light like, hey, PGA is cool with this. Maybe they're progressing, right? I understand their thing, like, he should have passed it through them. I don't know if he did or whatever, but he's also, like, legally he's a individual contractor, right? Like, he pays for his own trips, he pays for his own stuff. You can't just own people like that, dude. It's illegal.
Yeah, that's a little crazy, man, to really affect someone's livelihood that way over power struggle. When I don't get it. You merged with Liv, so where's the beef, right? Why are we still in this tribal thing, man? Let's work together and let's bring the game back. I really feel like competition, is great for each individual, or for just everything. Competition is great, right? Iron sharpens iron. You're only making, the PGA is only going to get better by Liv, and Liv is only going to get better by PGA, or if there's other golf leagues. It's great. You get other opportunities to see new golfers, younger golfers, and they get the opportunity to to showcase their skills, man. And it's great. I just wish that they got along and they intertwined, because it was fun to watch, man.
And they've proven that they can both coexist. Like, it's not like, oh, Liv is trying to take out PGA is trying to take out Liv. They might think that behind closed doors, but they can just coexist fine. I mean, there's Coke and there's Dr. Pepper. There's Pepsi and there's Coke. These things coexist in the same median, and no one has to overtake anyone, right? Like you said, competition is good. It breeds people to go to a different level, to innovate, to think better, right? And if anything, PGA is doing some of the things that Liv was doing. You know what I mean? Trying to reach out to the younger audience, trying to do these things. That's why they have this queue at Myrtle Beach. I mean, you can't tell me that they weren't influenced by by Live Golf reaching out to the younger youth with the music and the pyrotechnics and all that stuff. They had to respond somehow, and this is how they did.
Yeah, no, for sure. I agree with you 100%. I agree.
I think the PGA's missing a big opportunity to do stuff like the Q at Myrtle Beach for like majors. Like maybe they don't compete in the majors. Maybe they're the honorary tee off person. Sometimes they get like an older person that's a champion in the past that comes out and hits a drive or something like that. I think they should have competitions like this before every major, right? And that'll lead you into the week. Think about it. Right now we're what Tuesday, right? You don't really have anything going on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for the public to consume, right? If you're not watching the Golf Channel, you're not really hearing that the tournament's coming up, right? Why not have events like this hyping the event all the way up until the event starts on Thursday? I think that would be the best concept that they could do to integrate reaching out to the youth, right, and still promoting their product.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think that what that is just readjusting the pro-am, right? Because that's what the pro-am is.
Yeah.
It's except that we don't really see it, and it's with really rich members or someone that can pay to play with the golfer. It's really expensive. But why don't you switch the format of the pro-am and put it with YouTube content creators and do a tournament that way? That would be great. Or even let the golfers get content out of it. Like, could you imagine a break 50 at Oakmont or something like that, or Quail Hollow or something like that with Bryson?
Yeah, dude.
That would be sick.
And I know that right now Grant has a video out, and the Wesley brothers do, where they're trying to do their own tournament. Like, how would they finish if they played, Quail Hollow, but from last year's thing? I think they call it the Cut Series, right? Like, that's their own stuff.
Oh yeah, the Cut Series.
And that's really good. It's really good to see, right? But that should be sponsored by the PGA, right? And there's so many people that play it, dude. Musicians, actors. I mean, there's a huge amount of people that play. Basketball players. I mean, name me a basketball player that doesn't play golf at this point, right? So you have the opportunity to reach out to these other audiences, and I know they do it at one specific event. I can't recall which one they do the program that's usually pretty big, but they should be doing that at all the majors.
Yeah, that's the Lake Tahoe, where it's the celebrity program.
Yeah.
It's really, it's really fun to see. But you also, because you get like athletes like Tony Romo, right? Or like Steph Curry, who's a scratch golfer, and you're like, Jesus Christ, man, these athletes are just so awesome, man. And I wish I would have their swing.
Yeah, dude. I mean, Tony Romo, I think and right now it's just fun for him, right? But if he put in the time, I guarantee you he could at least be, mini tour or something to where he's competing, because he's got the game for it.
Yeah, for sure. Sure.
I was just reading about this today, actually. Good is having an event in Austin, dude, where they're bringing a whole bunch of football players in to play with them to a live event, where they're going to play. People are going to be invited to come in, but they're also going to record it and make a video out of it in Austin, Texas, at one of the courses there. That's really cool, because again, that's reaching out to different sports and trying to bring people in and like combine the area. You don't see a lot of people doing those live events like that, and I thought that was really cool to do, and in Texas.
Yeah, that's insane. And you mentioned Good. Do you think that Good had to be one of the biggest golf influencers now, currently? I mean, during COVID and through current day, I guess. Or...
I think it's interesting that they have to be one of them. I think Grant is also one of them in himself, because now he's not only is he just doing the golf videos, but now he's got a little bit of ownership in the apparel business. Now he's got a little bit of ownership with the vitamins, with that recently just happened, and he's got his shoe deal and stuff. But when you talk about like blanket coverage and everything they do, I mean, Good's in different, Dick's Sporting Goods. They're doing these live events. They're always included in different things. I mean, I think a couple of nights ago, Garrett was competing like on some poker tournament or something crazy like that. I think when you think of the mass amount of things they do, they have their own clubs, they have their own putters, balls. I mean, they have such a wide array of products. I think they have to be the most profitable. And I didn't know, but recently, I think it was Troy Aikman, I believe, or someone that invested in them and gave them, or Peyton Manning, sorry, invested in them and gave them even more capital to work with. Like, that's got to be cool to have an athlete as well known as Peyton Manning kind of give you financial backing and put his name on you like that.
Yeah, and it's insane how they got started. It was, granted, I know Grant or Garrett has had his channel for a long time, but I mean, they blew up during COVID, man. Yep. And golly, did they grow the game. Now you see everyone, even grown adults. I mean, heck, even I wear freaking good apparel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was just playing today, and a couple of 35-year-old, older gentlemen, 40-year-olds, they had the good hats on, right? And you see so many kids out there playing now, younger kids, high school kids and stuff that are out there playing. And you got to admit, whatever creator it is that they follow or whatever, that's got to be a bit of an influence, right? They have to love it, obviously, because they're doing it on their own. But, it doesn't hurt that these people are becoming mainstream to be able to, influence those kids to go out there.
Yeah, no, 100%. I definitely think that YouTube golf and good and all those content creators are definitely the ones that are moving the needle and growing the game. I mean, dude, it's so hard to freaking get a tee time now in the DFW Metroplex. Yeah. It used to be where you could go, Saturday, and obviously you're not going to expect Saturday morning, but Saturday maybe by 1 or 2 you could probably get on, go hit some balls, maybe get some lunch, get a drink or two, and then go out and play, but now you got to call a week in advance, dude, to book a tee time. It's insane, man. The golf courses are packed right now.
Well, I mean, I live in Alice, a small town, right? I mean, tiny, right, compared to DFW and San Antonio and everything else. I went this past weekend on Saturday, and dude, there was 3 people deep with 4 people, groups of 4 in each one, right? And they don't have a starter. It's just, a couple of people running that course. But you had to wait in order to get going, and there was like a wait at every hole and all kinds of stuff. And it's like, dude, if this small municipal course, and shout out to Jay because he does a great job of maintaining it, but if this course is this packed, I can only imagine a big course like the DFW.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's crazy, and I love the amount of people that are playing golf. It's really cool. I don't think they, the worry was, you hear all these people, talk about growing the game of golf and growing the game of golf. And, they're worried about, the game and the integrity of golf. But, man, I think golf is here to stay. And I think it's growing at a very rapid pace.
I agree. I mean, now you have, not just courses, right? You start looking at, they have the, golf course that Tiger Woods makes with what is it called, man? The putt one that he created.
Yeah. I don't know the name of it, but I know what you're talking about.
Right. We went over there one night for a company outing, dude. There must have been at least 200 people at one time on the greens putting, right? And it's adult putt, like it's nothing crazy. There's par 3 courses going up everywhere. Corpus Christi, smaller city compared to DFW, everything has 4 golf courses, and they're hoping to get another one. Like, it's crazy to see you're putting money in doing these golf courses, and people are actually going and maintaining it. So, it's got to be growing.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, man. So how's your golf game coming along, dude? Where are you at? And what's your goal, I guess, for this summer?
So my goal for the end of the summer is I want to be able to be in the lower 90s consistently, right? Right now, it's funny because just like any other golfer, one thing breaks, the other thing starts working. My short game is decent. I feel like I can get up and down from, up and down at minimal 2-putt and from just about everywhere, right? But it's just getting within 100 yards or so is the part that I'm struggling with. So that, trying to control that. lost a little bit of weight, so getting some extra mobility kind of freaks you out because now you can do things that you probably weren't able to before. Right now, you got a little bit more hip movement. Now you can kind of, put a little bit more power behind the ball. So it's kind of adjustment a little bit. So that's my goal. By hopefully by the end of summer, I'll be in the lower 90s, pretty consistently, at a decent course. What about you?
Yeah, the golf game right now is a work in progress. Recently just got a new driver. For me, my biggest thing that I'm working is off the tee, man. It's always been my kryptonite is getting off the tee. And now I think I would save a lot of strokes if less balls would go in the woods. And I would play decent golf. So my goal for the summer is really dial in my driver and getting off the tee, and try and break 90 on a consistent basis. I've broken 90 twice. It's fun, and I really just want to be a mid 80s player, and I would be so happy.
So I've been an advocate for the mini driver for a long time. You have just recently joined the club. What do you think?
What's that? Okay.
I've always been a big advocate for the mini driver, right?
Yeah.
Off the tee. You recently just joined the mini driver, gang. What do you think?
I don't get it. I can hit this golf club in the fairway, and with my driver, I'm spraying it 60 yards right. I don't understand it.
It's cheating. It's cheating.
It's a life changer, man. The one thing I need to do is just to be able to hit it off the deck, and it would be the perfect club. And it's not the club's fault. It's just me. I don't have the swing speed to get that ball up in the air. I need to tee it up. But man, is it a lifesaver?
Oh yeah.
To be able to hit something 250, in the fairway, and it's going to be semi-straight or at least in the rough and not in the woods. Oh, it's great, man. I'm hitting it and almost. I don't take driver out anymore. It's been mini driver.
And it's great to know that if say you do start around and you're shanking the first couple of drives, you're like, okay, that's it. Pulling out the mini driver, that's my safety blanket. It really brings you a sense of calm to have that weapon. So if you don't have one, go get one. They're super awesome, super great. A great tool to have.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I agree. They're fun. Also, just go get fitted. I recommend it. Go get fitted, play golf, get interested, and also just know that if you're going to get in golf, you don't need to spend money on $1,000 clubs, whatever. And go to your local Goodwill, go to a garage sale, hit Facebook Marketplace, and you'll find good clubs. Go out and play, man. Get interested in it and fall in love with how hard the game is, because it's hard.
Yeah, it's gonna be a struggle, but I mean, don't give up on it. You're gonna hit that one shot every round and you're like, I am the greatest golfer alive, and that shot will keep bringing you back. And don't get discouraged when you have a bad round. Like you said, get fitted. If you can get a lesson, especially on the basics, do that. This is kind of reverse of what I did, but don't worry about the long drive. Learn 100 yards in first, and you'll save yourself a lot of headache, a lot of heartburn. And one of my coworkers told me that he doesn't get mad at golf because he sucks too much to get mad. And I was like, dude, that makes sense. Like, I'm not supposed to be good at this, so why am I mad when I'm not good at it? It's kind of like just the expectation.
Yeah, have realistic expectations of yourself. Yeah, that's actually really good, and I need to take that into my next golf round. So before we go, I got a question, man.
Okay.
What would be the GOAT golf movie if you were to say, what is C3's GOAT golf movie? Number one golf movie.
The greatest game ever played, probably.
You literally took the movie out of my mouth, man. So we We agree there. That's such a good movie. Shia LaBeouf, man, such a great movie.
When they casted him in it, I was like, I mean, come on, man. Shia LaBeouf from Transformers is gonna do, you know what I mean? But he did a great job. He was, I mean, just a great part. That's a great movie. Caddyshack, if you're looking for something funny, obviously Happy Gilmore. Another Happy Gilmore is coming out, so that's we'll see what that's like. That's gonna be cool because apparently a lot of PGA players are in it, and to see how that's gonna look. But yeah, man, if I had to pick one to watch consistently, it would be that one.
Yeah, I agree. Engage Game movie, but it's such a solid movie.
What's the other? There's another golf movie with Kevin Costner. I'm trying to think of the title and I can't think of it.
Kevin Costner golf movie, Caddyshack? No, not Caddyshack. Tin Cup, brother. Tin Cup.
Yes,
it's a classic, dude.
That's
Tin
another
Cup.
great one, dude.
Yeah.
When he's breaking all his clubs, dude, and he's like, all I need is my 7-iron.
7-iron.
Dude, it's such a great scene, such a great movie. You know, a little romantic comedy, but it's another great one.
Yeah, man. There is one more. It's kind of a little, I want to say religious, spiritual movie. I don't know if you ever heard it or seen it. It's called 7 Days in Utopia. You ever heard of it?
No, I haven't. What's it about?
Man, it's a really, really good movie. It's about a golfer. It's based on a true story out here in Texas, who is working his way up to get his PGA Tour card. He's in the tournament and shits the bed. Doesn't get it. Doesn't get his tour card. He gets in a really bad accident and gets stuck in the town in Utopia, Texas, and the gentleman that helps him happens to own the only driving range in Utopia, Texas. And not only that, he happened to be a really good teacher. So he takes him under his wing, gives him, lessons and stuff like that. It's just I'm not trying to ruin it. I just definitely recommend it. And maybe the next time we talk, we can talk about that movie. But it's so good, man. I definitely recommend it. I don't know his name, the actor, but the guy that comes out in Tokyo Drift.
The driver guy.
Brian, he's the golfer in 7 Days in Utopia.
Dude, I have to check it out, man. I have to check it out.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, I appreciate it, man. This was fun, dude.
Yeah, dude. Hopefully we'll do another one here sometime soon. Appreciate everybody for listening. We'll catch you on the next one. Later.
Later, guys.